Hello. Sorry for the false start. I'm Frog Moore, and you're here at Frog Yoga. I'd love to know that you're here after we had our little technical snafu. I'll be looking you know where, but I do see that Jane is here and Sarah's here, or at least they were, and Bob as well attempted to join the fray. So we're hoping, of course, that we're back in operation and we can do Frog Yoga as anticipated. So if just anybody will tell me that they see me, there we go. Thank you, Bob, for your wardrobe update. We're just waiting for a few people to come on in here, especially with the snafu. So why don't we take a moment, take a look around at our beautiful surroundings. We're so lucky to have gotten a hold of this place to do our Frog Yoga, as we have, of course, the great outdoors. We have a pool for moisture, which is, of course, very important for frogs, you may or may not know. And just in general, it's just a lovely setting, wouldn't you agree? It just makes you want to get down on the ground or your yoga mat and do some frog yoga, right? So I'm still watching here to see who's here. So please, by all means, say hello, make your presence known. And make sure that I know 100% that this is in fact being seen. Because you know, frog yoga, it requires a great deal of energy. And I don't want to waste that, obviously. So I suppose I'm realizing in this moment that this great comment system I have isn't going to work at all. And that as more comments come in than this screen will hold, I won't be able to see them at all, thus destroying the complete interactivity and my entire plan. So even though you're here, I may not be able to talk to you or hear back from you, and that's no fun. But I think at this point we got to do it, right? I mean, we're all here and talk amongst yourselves. It's a little heartbreaking, and now I know I've got a lot of thinking to do. We don't need to talk about that now, but you know, it's a good thing that we are here to do frog yoga, one of the great de-stressors of our time. Now, if you're new to frog yoga, welcome. Your life, as you know it, is about to change for the better. Now, if you're coming in here with a lot of knowledge of yoga, as you know it out in the world, I want to invite you to throw all that away. Why? Because I don't know the first thing about it, that's why. What do I know? I know frog yoga, and that's what I'm going to teach you. Now, you may find some things to be rather similar between frog yoga and whatever your yoga is. But I guarantee, and I should also warn you that, of course, I am a frog. You may or may not be. Thus, some of the moves that I make may not be possible for you. I know. Kind of a bummer, but we're just going to invite you to do the best you can. Now, I like to start every session with some breathing. Now, I'm inviting you to participate, even though we can't really chat with one another. Gosh darn it. That really, I really need this yoga right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to put our hands by our side. We're going to stand up nice and straight. Try and do this at home if you can. If you have a yoga mat, that's great. If you don't, a newspaper of any year in the 70s will do. Magazines with pictures of kittens will also work. But we're just going to get into some good old-fashioned deep breathing. We're going to raise our arms as we inhale. And then when we exhale, we're going, are you doing this? All right. It's important that you do this at home to get the full benefit. Otherwise, what? Why am I here? All right, great. All right, so let's put our hands in a fist. Not too tight, not too loose. And we're going to do a deep breath. Oh, wait a second. It looks like I actually can see the comments after all. So the news is good, because Bob hears crickets, and Sarah says something's different from Facebook. But it doesn't matter, because we're all here, and I can see your comments. Oh, my day's gotten a lot better. Let's breathe to celebrate. Now, when we exhale, I want to hear some vocalization. Don't just whisper it out. You know, I want to hear some noise. All right, so let's breathe in while raising our arms up into the air. And at the top, we're going to hold it. Here we go. Breathe in now. Stretch. Hold it up there. Don't breathe out yet. And now, exhale while emoting. Did you hear how I did that? Now, your sound may not be a croak, but if it is, you'll get better results. So if you're working on some sort of technique to get better at frog yoga, turn your verbal sighs into croaks and you'll be great. Let's do it again. One breath is certainly not enough. You're standing, right? You're doing this. It's important that you do. Here we go. We're going to breathe in now. Let's make that fist, and up we go. Now this time, get up on your toes. And remember, as you exhale, make a noise. Nice. I'm not broadcasting to Facebooks, they say. Well, that is a pity. That's a real pity. It's a gosh darn pity. It's a pity. That is gosh darn. Oh, sure, I could probably go fix it. But at this point, I think perhaps we just best stay here. Perhaps someone can go tell the Facebook folks where to find us. All right. I'm going to have to take another breath now. Here we go. One more, all together. Up on your toes. And remember, if you're not doing this at home, why not? All right. Great. How do we feel? All right, now we're going to turn to our side like this. Again, stand up nice and tall. Now we're going to lift our arms up by our sides. And here's something that is rather unique to frog yoga. We're going to alternate raising our knees, but much faster than this. And we're going to, in the time that we're raising our knees, much faster than this, we're going to cycle around 360 degrees. Thank you, Sarah, for being on it. Now, as I said, we're going to go much faster than that. So here we go. Oh, I forgot to mention, flail your arms. All right, now, stand still, arms down by your side. And now turn to face the front again. Although I'm seeing Sarah's comment on, why am I talking like this? All right, now, how was that, the turnaround in 360? Let's get back into it. I think I need another breath. All right, awesome. Now, we're going to work on some balancing. It's a very important part of this whole thing. You know, balance. So we're going to start again by raising our hands out by our sides like this. Are you doing it? Good. Now we're going to lift up. Although now I've lost the ability to see what's happening on my screen. All I'm seeing is there. All I was seeing was gray. Now, I'm going to raise my foot up, and I want you to do the same, and let's just hold it there for as long as we can. While we're holding it here, I'll tell you a little story about another reason I need yoga today. I was at the grocery store, and there was a woman standing in front of the ginger, one of my favorite. Your legs are still up in the air, yes? And there were only a couple of pieces of ginger root left, and I was clearly looking at them, and she took them both and walked away. Let's put our foot down now. Now let's put our arms down. And now let's put our head down. Now let's put our knees down. Now let's put our head down further. Now let's take our head up and quickly stand up, reach for the sky, and do this again. Oh, frog yoga. Also forgot to mention you're supposed to say, oh, frog yoga every now and then. Loretta's joined us now. Thank you. Well, of course, I have been practicing frog yoga for quite some time, so my balance is what it is. Now, I'm going to move on to the other leg. We're going to raise our hands up in the air, and now this. Now, let's talk about banks. I'm just kidding. Just talking about relaxing things like how my fingers move ever so wobbly, how the water is gently rocking and swaying back there, how the crickets are doing their cricket thing. And I continue to stand on one leg, and I hope you are too. And now we'll bring our hands together and put our legs down. And then, in true frog yoga fashion, we will sway our butts ever so slightly. Then we turn around like this and sway them again. Now you may be asking, why would you do that? While I answer, reach up into the sky, circle around again, and try to forget you asked the question. All right, now we're feeling good. We're gonna get down on the floor now, so hopefully you've got your mat. If you need some water, go right ahead. It's always good to stay hydrated in these situations, and better safe than sorry. Self-care. And by the way, you may have noticed the frog's body moves a little differently than the human's. So if you're a human, and the odds are you are, your body may not do exactly what mine does in these positions. And I don't want you to worry about that or make yourself wrong, right? It's all good. Whatever attempt you make is better than not making an attempt at all. Am I right? Of course I am. Let's get back down to it. We're going to get down on the mat now. On our knees and our hands, and of course then we get right into downward frog. And we're going to hold this for 35 minutes. Oh wait, I forgot. We're not doing that today. That's the next episode. So now we'll come back down on our knees, and then we'll do this for some reason. And then we'll get back up. How we doing? Feeling good? Because that's the point. We'll take a moment now just to take in our surroundings. If you're curious at all about that big frog back there, well, don't worry. We're going to go pay him a little visit in a little bit. But first, of course, we've got our workout to do. It's not over yet. Did you think that was all there was? No way. No way. So we've done the downward frog. Let's do a little bit more intense stretching, shall we? But we'll be standing this time. Let's put our legs as far apart as we can. And get down as low as we can. And hold the position. Now this may be a little advanced for some of you, but hey, we're here to learn and earn. Oh, I didn't mention the business opportunity with frog yoga. That's because there's not one. No worries. That was just a little fun I was having. All right. Did everybody do that successfully? Because now we're going to do it with butterfly wings on. Now, if you forgot your butterfly wings, it's okay. I probably forgot to tell you to bring them. So, that's on me. But let's try it anyway. Back down. down to downward frog. Then we'll move our foot up and see what happens. Now, if you can, increase the fluttering speed. And then get up. Relax, put your clothes back on, and let's take a breath. You ready? Sorry, I vocalized on the inhale. Should have been the exhale. Who's got a sweat worked up? Anybody? We're not done yet. No, we're not. Why not? Because we've still got 9 minutes or so. But that's okay. There's no end to these exercises. We're going to play with balance again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a little fun with it. We're going to have a little bit of a rhythm to it. So again, the hips sway. We do this with our arms for some reason. Let's start with a little 360-degree rotation. Now again, this is more for frogs. Our hips need this sort of activity because we're doing so much jumping all the time. All right, sorry. So now what we're going to try to do is to the beat of the rhythm. To the beat of the rhythm. I'm not sure that's right. Watch me follow along. You can do this, right? So easy. Now let's switch legs here. Now, maybe we can try and go just a little faster. This is how we burn the calories, folks. Maybe there's a little more movement than you're used to for yoga, but this is, of course, frog yoga, and we mentioned that at the beginning. So there should be no surprise. All right, we're going to bring it back down. Genesis Personal Transformation is in the house. Thanks for being here. All right. At this point, we're going to do one of my favorite parts, and it requires us to lay back down on the mat. I'll bet you're ready for that. All right, now try to levitate a little bit. I'm not asking you to have all of the levitation powers of a long practiced frog yogaist, which is what we call ourselves. But see if you can just hover a few inches above the ground, if at all possible. And now let's lift your legs. And if you can do that with your knees, more power to you. This is, again, more for frogs. So if there are any frogs watching, you get it. And now we'll roll on out. Still levitating just a little bit with our hips. We never want our hips to touch the ground. That's the rule. All right. Well, I hope everybody's feeling pretty good. We're going to do another couple of stretches. This one's a little different. It requires a little bit more of your levitation skills, but just try and follow along. Just do this slowly. Try not to let it freak you out too much. The best thing to do is just go with it. There we go. That was fun, huh? Sorry. Teleporting all over the place. After that kind of crazy levitation, sometimes the molecules are... I don't want to get all sciencey with you. There's no reason to be scared. We're doing frog yoga. It's the most relaxing, transformative practice you can incorporate into your everyday life, along with meditation, plenty of water, and I don't know, gratitude list. Who knows? Who knows? So many things. We're going to do one more breath, and then we're going to go over and we're going to have a little refreshment, you and I. You see it on the table over there. I've got some warm, decaffeinated herbal tea. Uh-oh, you're right, my yoga mat has vanished. It's a good thing we're done, huh? All right, so meet me over here at the table. Hi, thanks for being here. I'm going to fake sitting down in a chair right now. So now I know this is in an espresso glass, but I assure you it is decaffeinated herbal tea. And it happens to be the flavor you like. So, I'd like to know, what did you learn most? What's the takeaway from your time here at your first session of Frog Yoga? Where next time, of course, we will be on freaking Facebook. Valuable lessons learned for all of us. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking. We got comments on the yoga mat. Any other last words, any exercises that were particularly challenging for you? I'd like to know about that too, because we're always just trying to make the experience a little bit better. So that's your takeaway, is that I can fly. How about that, Froggy? We're very frog-centric around here. You know, before we leave, obviously, I got to fulfill my promise. Are you done with you're not going to drink it? I mean, okay. Well, let's just, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Take you with me on the selfie stick. We're going to go see my good friend over here. Now, the lighting's not great over here because, you know, he just likes to be, he likes to sit here. It's his favorite spot. I can't see your comments anymore because I left them over there at the table because I wasn't thinking. That's okay. We're about done. Oh, he's jumping away. I don't know why. Okay. He's got a life of his own. Come here, you. There we go. I don't know what his problem is. Yeah, I know, but we talked about this before. You agreed to be on here. Yeah, I know I'm not talking like that anymore because you're ticking me off. I can't do my relaxed voice right now because you made me a promise. Okay, well, you know what the thing is that I can depend on you. This is Frog Yoga. Tell you what, we're going to go back over here. We're going to pick up your comments. Come back over here so we can say a proper goodbye. Sarah and Loretta, everyone who's attended, I hope that despite the fact that my yoga mat was a casualty, as well as God knows what else, that you took the time to make your life better by learning perhaps some new ideas, some new approaches, some new techniques to add to your health and perhaps your wealth. Did I mention the Frog Yoga opera? Okay, we won't get into that this time. So I think we should do one more breath. And we will call that the end of What the Heck is Going. Did you do this? Because you're mad? Sometimes he comes over here and messes with all the wiring and... Sorry, hey, sorry. Shouldn't bring that into this conversation. Folks, this has been Frog Yoga, and I'm hearing music all over the freaking place, and I don't know where it's coming from, except... Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Frog Yoga. I have been and always will be Frog more. You be you more, will ya? Thanks for being here.